Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another morning Saturday. Today's supposed to be sunny, and at least in my area of the country, with rain expected in coming up for tomorrow, and a few days actually after that. And then, according to one amateur meteorologist, said that it's going to be a significant rain system. Now, you know what? I'll tell you, I don't know if it's going to be a significant rain system, but at least 3 days of expected rain for the forecast. Okay, now what's the weather right now, Winston? Well, let's find out, shall we? What is the weather in Winsted, Connecticut?
It's currently partly cloudy and 8 degrees in Winsted, Connecticut.
It's 8 degrees Celsius right now. Saturday is going to be 13 as a high and 8 is a low. Sunday, 10% chance of rain, 13 is a high, 3 is a low. Monday, 60% chance of rain, 16 is a high, 6 is a low. Tuesday, 90% chance of rain, 13 is a high, 8 is a low. Just in the next few days. Okay? I don't really see anything that really stands out as a major calamity. I don't see anything near zero nighttime lows. So, which is good if you think it's going to be a wet one. It's not. Just annoying. Okay, so today, of course, I covered a couple things last night's show, which still stand out. I'm not the kind of person that minces words. So, what was agreed is that people of peace is persons non grata. We don't want to deal with people of peace on this channel anymore. We don't want to deal with his phone calls. We don't want to deal with his antics. We don't want to deal with the headaches that he gives everybody. When he came here when he was 15 years old, about 2015 or so, 16 maybe, he was just a young teenager, just annoying, but overall annoying, not a bad get. And as he got older, he started to get more and more warped, and, well, people actually kind of lost trust in him for that reason, which is kind of shameful, but it's also his own fault. Just like Jimmy Buffett sings, right? The biggest problem I have right now is I believe my channel may be shadow banned by some networks for some reason. I don't know. Interesting. However, I don't really know if I to make head or tails of that. But just to remind you guys, when I'm out on the porch, it's really hard to do phone calls. Okay? As I said last night, we may be taking phone calls tonight. I do not know what Ed's plans are. I don't know what he's up to. I can't tell you what he's thinking. But I can tell you that they're still talking with Manchin and Kirsten Cinema of the... It's actually pronounced cinema, like in science. Cinema. S-C-I-E-M-A. Cinema. Trying to get everybody on the same page for some kind of reconciliation package. Given the way that the government is, the way that it's taking so doggone long, I don't think you're going to see a stimulus before no, maybe late mid-November. That's my opinion. That's not necessarily fact. I wish I could give you more specific answers than that, but unfortunately I can't. Okay? But there are people on YouTube, as I said, that use clickbaity titles. And one of the favorite ones is saying, discussion for $2,000 checks, they're going out today. No, that's not happening. Okay? It didn't happen. Okay, I hear you. I understand you read from it. The truth of the matter is, guys, at this point, as I said a couple days ago, there is no stimulus check right now. But I'm still looking into what I've been reading from my reliable sources, and all I know is that they're talking about it. Bernie Sanders wants it. But right now, they got to get Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin on board. If they can't get them on board, then this very likely this bill is going to die. It's just going to be a no-show. Okay? Maybe we should talk a little bit about the progressive side of things with it. Why do the conservatives hate the liberals so much? I mean, they not hate the people personally, but they don't support their platform. And how are the progressives worse than the standard liberals? Well, the progressives are the ones back in the 1920s that supported eugenics. They're the ones who wanted to make things where they could determine who should have children, who shouldn't have children, what kind of children you should have. And they were the ones who, for example, for a while it was mandated in some states that people with mental dysfunctional capabilities should be sterilized. This was done claiming that they should not breed. That was part of the eugenics movement. And the progressives supported that. And most conservatives didn't. This is an example of where you can go a little bit too far with government overreach, and the worst level of government overreach is when you do that. Right now, it's the pandemic. It's the issue of getting the shots. It's the issue of mandates saying, get the shot or you get fired kind of mentality, which really wasn't necessary in many ways because people were getting the shot. Companies were actually encouraging them to get the shots by giving them things like paid time off to go get the shot, to giving them extra bonuses to get the shot. But people were doing it because, hey, money talks. It's something we all love, right? Money is an essential part of the reality of the world around you, and so it made sense. Hey, I can give some free money for just taking a jab in the arm. Fine, I'll do it. Right? That's what they're thinking, and that worked. Now we have a government who, under the Joe Biden, has actually violated the United States Bill of Rights and the United States Declaration of Independence. And I've already covered this before, so I'm not going to rehash it again. Okay? It's making a royal mess of our economy. It's making people quit their jobs out of disgust. But here's the thing, people who quit your jobs out of disgust, you can't easily you can't collect unemployment if you quit. You got to be fired. And then you have to go through a hearing. And then, more than likely, at the hearing, you can present your case against the employer, and more than likely, you'll get your unemployment. But if you quit your job, unless you have another job lined up, you're going to be a SOL. Okay? That's the reality of quitting a job. But if you have a backup job in hand and it's all set working for you and you're ready to go ahead and say, for example, you're secretary for a Fortune 500 company and you quit your job and instead you've had a good job working for a little small company that has less than 100 employees, that's fine. Especially if the pay is equal or better than what you're getting, great, no problem. Okay, but unfortunately, people are quitting out of protest, and that I understand the reason behind that, because they're protesting. Just as a couple days ago, they were protesting outside of United Airlines, just as they were protesting outside of Southwest Airlines. Same deal. People don't like being forced into something that they don't like. I remember as a kid when, you know, if there was a lunch we had in the cafeteria, I wouldn't necessarily, and I wouldn't buy the lunch. I just buy a pint of milk and just drink that. And my mom would know a few days in advance, and she would make a bag lunch for me instead. So in other words, I would bring my own food, buy the milk at the cafeteria, and that would be it. Okay? And that worked out fine. In a way, that was me protesting the food, saying, I'm sorry, but this meal is not what I want. I don't like baked beans and hot dogs, so I'm not going to eat baked beans and hot dogs. That's the American way. It's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So, in fact, the Supreme Court probably would agree with me 1,000%. That is a rightfully way to approach things. The people who like a product are going to buy the product. The people who don't like it are not. It's quite different than you're saying is get the shot or you're fired, because now you're giving a carrot and a stick approach. Now you're saying is you want to keep your job, you're gonna get the shot. No, wait, that's kind of a little bit extreme, but yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what Joe Biden's doing. I wonder if Joe Biden does that with his family, with his children. I wonder if that's why Hunter Biden's so messed up in the head. I don't know. That's my opinion, guys. May not be the main supporting of the majority of the people of the internet, but the truth is that, you know, this kind of approach is not the way to approach the handling of the situation right now with the shortage of truckers. How you doing, Middle Kitty? We don't really have much of a choice, okay? And we don't have any way to say anybody. Okay, cool. I'm glad you're making breakfast. There's Nightbot today. There you go. Top of the morning to you, software. Did you finally sleep good today? I hope so. Yeah. I mean, so if you're wondering what's going to happen with the trucking situation, I mentioned this last night. They need to get more people the training and certifications to drive tractor trailers. But given what the mandate said, which is going to be going to the Supreme Court, there are actually Governor Abbott of Texas is bringing it to the Supreme Court and actually demanding that this be overruled as unconstitutional because it violates the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. Wow, that's pretty big. Yeah. So, what's going to happen with the ears? I have 2 more pairs of ears, new ones, that I was going to give out on another show in November. The problem is, there are people who have not gotten their ears now, and I don't know which of the 3 didn't get their ears. Okay? So, I may have to hold out on the ears that was going to possibly give out in a couple of weeks, or about a week or 2, to determine who got their original ears that they were given in the sweepstakes. I have to make sure that people get their ears. And unfortunately, since I didn't get paid this month by YouTube because I only had $86 in sales, well, unfortunately, I won't get that until November 21st, plus whatever I get from this month. But I'm also wondering another thing, which is, are we being shadow banned? Cruz said he's not allowed to check his mail, but well, I don't understand that part. How does Cruz get his mail if he doesn't check his mailbox? I don't understand that. He looks like he's a mature adult. If it's an issue of transportation or if he has a conservator or whatever, then ask the conservator to check his mailbox. Ask his conservator to check the mailbox. I know he's trying to apply for disability, which means he has to check his mail anyway to see if he got his disability award letter. Of course, there are some people that live far away and the mailbox is at the post office and they're not close to the post office. They have to commute to the post office to get the mail. We thought about doing that for the show here, getting a P.O. box. We chose against it because the fact of the matter is, when my injury, even before the injury, it would have been a royal pain in the butt to get the mail here. And if I had to go keep walking to the post office every day to go pick up mail bundles, or even if there was a mail at all, not like I get a lot of people sending me letters, but we already agreed, as I said at the beginning, that Pop is person non grata. He's not welcome on the show because he's been sabotaging the show for me and everybody else. Really, really, really distracting and annoying, and absolutely brings nothing to the table that anybody, including me, wants to sit through. And let's be honest, he's a loose cannon running around talking about things that make no sense to anybody. Maybe a theologian may understand him. Maybe a theologian like a Jesuit would be able to reach out to him, maybe talk some sense into his head. But for the most part, I just don't support his platform. I don't support what he's doing. He's become creepy as heck, and I'm not going to lie about that. He's just absolutely, putting it bluntly, So let's get something going here. Let's get some talking on. Let's get a panel up. Let's get the panel going. I really would like to cover some things with an actual panel of people. We do have them. We do have them in the morning. But for some reason, nobody ever comes on the panels anymore. I don't know. Maybe because I don't have the headphones on. I don't always hear the phone ring or whatever, or what do you want to call it. But we do have one. Yeah, I don't want him on here anymore. Person non grata. To join our morning panel. Okay. Just absolutely horrible person. And the way he approaches his mindset anyway. He's not really necessarily a bad person, but just he's strange. I don't mind if he types in the text chat, but even then there, he monopolizes the whole thing. And nobody wants to sit through that. I don't, you don't. Now, next thing, I want to talk about different currencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, poo-poo platter coin, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm only dealing with one type right now because I'm still learning how to deal with these coins. If you really don't understand that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin are the three major currencies in crypto right now, it's very hard to support currencies that I never heard of. There's so many of them. John Heyman said to me yesterday, said, how much of this Watsu, whatever it was, coin do you want? And I was like, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Okay, it's just another cryptocurrency. Again, I know that I do have Coinbase and I do have BTC or Bitcoin, but I don't do any other coins right now. I don't do an Ethereum. I don't do a Dogecoin or anything like that. I just deal with one. Who is? Oh yeah, he is strange. Absolutely. Now, last night I got into a bit of a argument with my neighbor, saying that I am inadvertently pushing her Ring doorbell. And I realized, and I told her, I said, show me the video logs. Every time your doorbell button is pressed, it makes a video log. She won't show me the logs. And she is still sitting there accused me of ringing her doorbell button. Very weird people. I got some really weird neighbors in this building. This woman is about in her mid-20s. She thinks she's so entitled, and she just likes to blame everybody for her problems. And so I told her straight to her face, because she was actually standing outside her. I said, if you have a problem with it, bring it to the police department. And it was almost like I stung her by throwing acid in her face. She's like, what? I said, that's right. If you have a problem with it, bring it to the police department. Because I didn't ring your doorbell. All the times you've accused me of pushing a button, and I never pushed your button. I told her to bring it to the police department. So that doesn't mean necessarily the Men in Blue is going to come, because she supports defunding the police. So she's not necessarily going to go with the local police, because she's like, yeah, I would think, yeah, especially wireless ones. Yeah. Because it's not earthed. It's not earthed. If it was earthed, try to say that without screwing up in the captions. Earthed. E-R-T-H-E-D. Earthed. Fuck. I can't even say it right and get it good right in the captions, because I'm reading the captions here. And she's paying money to iRing for this doorbell. What she doesn't realize is iRing, when you press the button, logs every time the doorbell button is pressed. And it also records video. Now, think of this. Okay? She's has access to a log. She won't show the log. She won't view the log. But she'll go out there and blame me for it. How do you know she's not actually having someone else is ringing the doorbell, maybe a prank or whatever, and then walking away? Maybe she knows that, but she doesn't want to say that because she just wants to attack the 53-year-old who has done nothing wrong, stays to herself, and just calls me weird. Well, excuse me. I happen to be a person that likes being weird. I swear to God, she's got to be Alliance. Because I'm Horde, okay? I'm Horde. She's probably Alliance. She probably supports Stormwind, and she probably supported Aerithest, and she probably supports... I bet you anything, she's for the Alliance. Really. Actually, anybody who's a progressive by nature supports the Alliance. I don't know why. But, that's another thing altogether. Just cover this really quickly. Is what's going to happen now with World of Warcraft? Since we have played it, I played it privately, quietly off the show. I didn't do a live stream of it, but I played my gnome, and it's really weird playing a character that's 2.5 feet tall. You know, You got this little punky Brewster running around, and the wolves and the bears are stand taller than she does. And so like, and you're looking at it through her roll for her eyes, and Elwyn Force looks so friggin' different. Like, whoa, she's going up against the kobolds, and oh my god, at least there's kind of equal. Well, about the same height. You take my candle. Yeah, I take your life instead. How about that? Little level 10 gnome mage. Okay, all my characters in World of Warcraft, except for very few, are mages. I only have 2 Shadow Priests in the whole game. I have one on the Alliance side, one on the Horde side. So, actually, I also got an Orc mage woman too. Yeah, I forgot about Wiggle. And she's interestingly, she sounds when she talks. She kind of sounds like somebody that used to call the show here. Oh my god, what was the name there? Oh, I forgot now. But anyway, and of course, my dwarf hunter sounds like Scottish Stacy. I ain't no target. I need a target. Yeah. Yeah. Like a cool elf ears. Oh, she doesn't have elf ears. She's, like I said, she looks like Punky Brewster. She's got pigtails instead. She has little big poofs of hair sticking out the side. Like a little mini Princess Leia kind of thing. She doesn't have space buns, but it's a brown hair little gnome there. I mean, sure, she could easily go to the barber shop in Stormwind and change her hairstyle, but she just looks so cute like that. It turns out it's a very common gnome hairstyle for the women. I had another mage before. I had a fancy hairstyle that looked like Cindy Who from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Cindy Lou Who, right? Oh dear. I wouldn't want to try doing that style. I don't know. I think that's a Scorpio hairstyle. The Virgo hairstyle is kind of simpler. It really is. It's like you got the blonde hair and you got a reverse French braid on the back, and it's like a lot of work, ridiculous. Oh my god! I couldn't imagine me trying to do that in the morning. I'd be like, especially with these ears on, right? I'd be like trying to do my hair upside down, trying to do a reverse French braid. No. No, it would take too long. It would take way too long to do that. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, this woman is not very nice. She's just a nasty person. I don't know why she's like this. It's like, lady, come on. You got the logs. You got the video recordings. Look at them. Look at them. And she said, I don't believe you. I don't know how to do it. And I said, well, if you're not happy with me, you call the police. What? Like, the man said the police is something bad. Yeah, I got some good sleep. Yeah. Actually, my little gnome is called Bellarise. B-E-L-A... Oh, no, B-E-L-O-R-I-S-E. Bellarise. She's this little thing. She's this cute little thing. And, just absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, I got some sleep. I was watching some, I did watch videos till about 4 in the morning. I couldn't help it. I just kind of got wrapped up watching videos about life on cargo ships. And, I have to admit that the thought of working on a cargo ship for 6 months to a year would be kind of interesting. It kind of looks fun, actually. I would be interested in working in a container ship. I wonder. I mean, a cargo ship is a type of container ship. And it would be really awesome because I would enjoy. I love being on a cruise ship. I love being a passenger on a cruise ship, but I would love to be one who works behind the scenes in like a cargo ship. Or maybe even a crab fishing vessel, or maybe even a lobster boat would be fun. But lobster boats don't usually go far from shore, so. But if you watch Deadliest Catch, you know that the crabbers have to go really out there near the Bering Straits, and there's good money there, but it's a dangerous job. Not only that, you deal with rough oceans, ice foes, and all kinds of things that could seriously destroy your ship if you're not on the ball. But yeah, it would have been nice to try that. Probably would be a real shocker to actually have someone go, "Hey, did you know that this ship has a person's registered blind that works in the kitchen in the galley? Hey, let's do a video expose on this individual. Oh, she's got blood elf ears. Oh wow, but she works in the kitchen. She cooks the food. She makes the food. She cleans the mess hall and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what the galley. That's what they call them the mess man. Like I said, it was called me the mess woman. Why did they call them a mess anyway? Actually, it's kind of interesting because eating food and ship gets really messy, because pitches, ships pitch and yaw, yaw side by side, pitch is up and down, back and forth, and I cannot see how you would eat a meal in the worst of a storm, because imagine the poor cook in the kitchen when your ship is pitching wildly. You got a hot pot of water on the stove and your ship is swaying back and forth. You're like, oh no. Definitely not a good way to cook that day. You hope that the meteorological authority gave you the information that don't make pasta tonight. It's bound to take your life. Right. 3rd degree burns and no flood. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, but Farmer said, did you know that China launched a missile test that was a hypersonic one that traveled all around the world and over the USA without us even seeing it on the ground with a naked eye? Yeah, I did hear about that. Now, I wonder if they're working with North Korea on their missiles. Maybe Kim Jong-un actually was working with them to improve his techniques. I have my own problems with China, and one of them is, like Ed said last night, is they're destroying the planet. Yeah, they're kind of destroying the planet. They certainly are polluting it. Here's your cheap Chinese junk. How you doing, Tommy R? Cheap Chinese junk is right. Do you know of the 2 LED lights, only one works now? The other one is totally in pieces. The LEDs in that one work fine, but the charge controller it incinerated itself. Because it was short. Yep, thank you very much, Tommy R. Much appreciated. So what I want to know is I guess we've already learned the hard way that depending on one country to make all your stuff is a bad idea. I'm glad you're doing okay. Hey, can everybody do me a favor? This is so important because I think YouTube is shadow banning me in part. Could you let other people know about my channel? Because we really need to get more people to come in here and check out the show. Right now, it's open to anyone to talk, and I really would like to get new people on the show. Who's Darkside Phil? Oh, somebody I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't even know who that is. But I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I definitely. By the way, you can tell I'm in a good mood is because of the ears. Ring. These things really add a lot of expression to my face. When I'm tired, they come down like that. When I'm more like, up they go. It's true though. Okay. So you see my ears going, back away. It means this show is like not in a good mood. It's Saturday. There's no soup kitchen today, which is good a mixed blessing. Mixed because it means I don't have to worry about meals and feet, which is nice. But kind of sucks because now I gotta find out what to eat for the next few days. Yeah. So how do you know if you're shadow banned on YouTube? I mean, DVR said the same thing. Miss DVR said the same thing. Okay. DSP is a locale. I don't know who that is even. But is there any way I can check to see if I'm shadow banned? And if so, how do I get unshadow banned? How do I know? Who do I ask at YouTube to check that? Given that the number of people on the shows have dropped so much, I think that I am being shadow banned because some people are not getting. Well, it shouldn't only be one person anyway. Let's go check it out real quick here. Let's see. Let's pop open another window here. www.youtube.com. I hope people can spell my name right. This isn't really tell me much. Actually, when I start typing my name, I'm right on the top. Right on the top of the list. Yep. So, I don't know if that necessarily means much because it just means that I'm up there, but I'm on the top of the list. Right. You don't show up in recommendations. They don't send out much notifications. Right. Well, I don't know how their algorithms work. They keep changing the setup, so that I don't know if that's necessarily a guarantee. But I don't always see my videos in recommendations. Oh yeah, I see my own videos in my own recommendations. Duh. I always see my videos in the recommendations. I never understood that part. But that brings a good question up, though, because if DVR said they are, Miss DVR said they seem to be shadow banned, is how do you get unshadow banned if you are shadow banned? I've always been curious about that. No channels, if normal, if the algorithm makes it so channels don't show up and you might be shadow. Oh, I have showed up and recommended. When my own videos, I come, sometimes I'm going through channels and there's my own videos and recommended. It's like, excuse me, I'm the creator of that content. I don't need to see myself in the recommended. Just move to. I think, I don't know. I don't know how that's done, and I don't know if you were, how would you go about getting that changed if you were? Who's the one who decides how the algorithm is organized? I mean, how does that work? I just wondered about that. And like, if a channel is shadow banned, who makes the decisions to do that? If you don't go and says the algorithm will not push your channel, but you aren't shadow banned. Well, that's why we gotta keep greasing the subs. We gotta share out the views. I don't know what other networks to try streaming on to get more people up here. What I have done to them a few times on the panels, hung up on him. Or if he starts mouthing off in chat, I've hidden him a few times. If it was in person, I'd probably just tell him to shut up and walk away. Because frankly, I could never imagine what he's like in person. I see a lot of channels on YouTube though that are just tiny little channels that just never grow. It's kind of frustrating that right now I have to turn the ads on I have to turn on the ads mid streams, even though I said I didn't want to do that, just to bring in the advertising revenue because people do watch some of the reruns. Well, I do. I did, and I'm trying to do that. But unfortunately, my walker still has not gotten the special vibration isolation pads yet installed. I haven't gotten them yet. I didn't buy them yet. As I said, they're designed for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. They're really thick pads. They're 2-inch square pads, 7/8 inch thick. Rubber. It's a rubber sponge sandwich. Ew, sounds disgusting to eat. I wouldn't want to eat that. Anyway, the point is, it's a rubber sponge sandwich that's supposed to cut vibration by a large amount. And so I want to get out more. I mean, I could get a Steadicam mount that mounts around my waist, but I don't know how that would work with my walker because my walker would be in the way. For those of you who don't know what a commercial Steadicam is, it's a device that uses your own walking momentum to actually counteract it. It seems like, yeah. So I want to try to do that, more of that. But actually getting to McDonald's when you have no money in your pocket kind of sucks. This is where monetization is key because it makes it possible for me to do this and do more fun things and get out there. You can't. I mean, who wants to sit at McDonald's, not even eating, not even drinking a beverage? They don't want solicitors. They don't want loitering. especially because you're taking a receipt for a paying customer. It's very different if I was there nursing soda for an hour and talking to you. And then maybe later on getting a plain double cheeseburger or something, because that means that I'm buying a product. So I'm a customer. So that's another reason I would love to try working on a container ship. I think that would be funny, seeing me in those large container ships, like the Evergreen or the Maersk or the other ones, the big ones, the MSC carriers that carry all those storage containers. I wonder what it'd be like to work on one of them. I got a chance to see a camera shot of looking down the hold. How big the hold of the ship is enormous. Well, again, this is where I got to get this set up better. How you doing? Because nobody wants to watch a camera when it jiggles like crazy like that. I got to fix the vibration issue. Then maybe we can do something. So that's going to be where we're going to need some money from donations or whatever to begin the process of buying the material to try to design a platform that's not going to be so shaky. Because I got to remember that even though this is separate right now for land use, this mount, remember, this is a walker. It's going to be I mean, not jiggling quite that much. More like a little jiggle. It's just walking. I mean, not even that much, because remember, it's a tiny sensor, so even a little bit of jiggle is going to cause this problem, right? But the thing is that camera has to be rock steady. Because if it isn't, it's just not going to work very well. Coffee and work off today. Take care of my friends, dogs, and horses. So I'm going to wash laundry and I'm going to take a bath this morning after the show. Wash my hair. To wash my hair, I have to take my ears off. Wash my hair, take my ears off. Oh, kind of the opposite. Take my ears off, then wash my hair. Take a bath and get ready for the night show. And, but is there any way people can actually be sharing out my shows to other people? The ears always get cleaned. And that's the nice thing about these ears. I didn't say this. These are what they look like when they're brand new. These are the brand new ears here. Okay, so you can see they come in a package like this. And they're really cute. So I gotta get some more things done to get them packed up, ready to go. And every single pair of ears from Dimitri is a little different because of the way that they're casted. They're never totally the same. There's always little imperfections. Like these ears are kind of rough on the inside, and they I don't know how to explain it with these ears, but they're very sensitive. These things are very sensitive for vibration. They pick it up, and yeah, lots of them. Also, putting the adhesive on these ears, you almost have to coat them like about 4 times with glue before they really. Actually, I have put on the thin ears without glue, and it just smush my ears inside and they stay on. Smush isn't really the right word. I mean, you don't smush them in, but my ears are designed in such a way that they lock in with the ears and they don't even come out that easy. Even if I leave the glue out. Snow Queen videos, having some ceremonies and clickbait your life. Yeah, clickbait titles. I see channels doing that. $2,000 check going out tomorrow. $2,000 check isn't going out tomorrow, the asswipe. Come on. I mean, I don't mind using clickbait titles that are accurate, but using fake ones suck. Yeah. I need to use less and less glue to hold these on because they've gotten so good now they just pretty much lock right down without even trying. When I first started wearing these ears, I had to put like 4 coats of Prozade on them to get them to be workable. And then now, even a new pair of ears like go on without too much of a problem, and they stick to my head pretty well. So, well, winter's coming, so we're season's starting soon. Now that we're walking better, maybe we can finally hopefully get more back out in the snow. Once we can get something on the walker to make the camera less shaky, then maybe we can do something with that. I'm not guarantee I'm gonna be getting a mobility scooter. I don't even guarantee if I'm gonna be able to get one. Yeah. Like the brand new ears I gave Metal Kitty 33, I never even put glue on those ears. All I had to do was just stick them on. I mean, I didn't even have to stick them on with any glue at all. I just basically slipped them on and they locked right down naturally. So, it's almost like, like my ears are conform enough to the actual ear inside surface that they just grab. Like a good American plug fitting into a good solid American electrical socket. I don't know about that. It's just something I think is just absolutely fascinating. Well, right now, let me tell you about the winter. We're going to be having a nice cold winter, but there's a really serious concern I've got to address. The eco-economics keeps bringing up, and that is no fun to think about. Is the fact is that there is a shortage of available fuel this winter. I'm seeing people are worried that they're not going to have enough heating oil and enough natural gas, propane, and coal, and maybe even wood. I don't really like the thought of people freezing to death with hypothermia. I really don't. But the problem is that so many people have been caught off guard and not being ready for the winter season. There's nothing I can do about that because we have to get the earth back in balance. But the thing is, the people need to be able to get fuel, or they're gonna die of hypothermia. That's not fun. That's scary. And in fact, we're gonna have to come up with a video topic talking about that, and that's what do you do when you run out of fuel? What do you do when you run out of heating oil? What do you do if they start rationing natural gas and you can't get enough fuel for your heat? What are you gonna do when your gas price goes through the roof and you have no money to pay for heat? Well, first thing I'm gonna tell you right now is get energy assistance, either from your state community access agency or from the federal government Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP. They actually are talking about providing additional funding for LIHP. This is important because people are already seeing that their heating bills are already going up. For people that use heating oil and natural gas for hot water, is they're seeing that the bills are going up. There's the problem is part of it is the supply is not getting around, but also the Biden administration terminated many leases for drilling for oil and natural gas, and now we have to import more from Arab countries. In other words, he's putting us back into an energy crisis by trying to push his Green New agenda. Well, first of all, Joe Biden is not actually paying his own heating bill. The White House does, and he's not paying for his. He's so well. He's had enough money in the bank right now that even if he sees his heating oil go up to about $5 a gallon, he's not going to really blanch much when he sees the heating bill, because he's going to go, "Yeah, I got a couple $1 million in the bank. Okay, I'll just prepay my oil bill a couple months in advance." Lucky you. Unfortunately, not everybody has that option. Well, the problem is the housing is still very expensive. Moving is very expensive. If I could afford to have done it, we would have done it already. That was one of the things we were talking about when they originally were proposing some of the stimulus checks, and we never got a chance to never got the money for the new one because that's still being worked on. Is moving is just not economically feasible right now. And when winter is coming, nobody's going to want to move in the middle of December. Or January or February, maybe even early in March. But May, June, maybe. Lucky I stay in Deep South where it's either hot or not so hot. Last year was just fine. I saw snow here in a decade. Well, I love snow. The problem is that, I'm getting older too, so mobility is a problem in snow. And heating costs, if you had your own fireplace and you had the ability to grow your own firewood, i.e. grow trees, that would be wonderful. But the truth of the matter is that how many cords of wood does it take to heat a house in the wintertime? A lot of them. And you know what? If you get deliveries of cordwood, that's going to cost you. Heating is a reality, especially in the northern climates. No heat, you might end up freezing to death. That's not fun. So people need to be aware of that. Just heating the place is a problem. Now, my landlord is the one right now who pays for our heat and hot water, but damn, I hate to see his gas bill at the end of the year. Who knows? Maybe he might convert back to oil after this. He might say, "Dad, gas got too expensive. Got to go to heating oil." Then, "Dad, coal is where it's at." But now, of course, no, coal is most expensive of all. No, it ain't gonna happen. He's not gonna want to be down there shoveling buckets of coal into a stoker. No way. We have heating in the floors. I don't know. Radiant heat isn't necessarily a bad idea. You got what they call district heating, because some places have district heating, which is kind of nice. Because it means that there's no heating system in your home. It's just a heat exchanger in the basement, and you get metered for per gallon or liter of heat you use. So district heating is a thing, I was watching videos on that. District heating or the central boiler, they're burning bio waste, like trash energy plants. And they use the high temperature water, pressurized steam to generate electricity, and then the cooler water that's from the turbines is then being sent through to the streets to district heat a home or a small community. That's really not a bad idea. Oh, okay, yeah. One of my relatives does that. Yeah, electric heat is expensive. It doesn't matter what country you're in. Electric heat, I'm going to be paying 20 cents per kilowatt hour for the next few months. I can already tell you, the delivery charge and the generating charge together is going to, and throwing all the taxes, it's going to be probably close to 20 cents per kilowatt hour. I don't even know how I'm going to manage that. Yeah, electric heat resistance heat is expensive. Some of my neighbors get underfloor radiant heat, which is still hot water heat, though. It's just it's under the floor, so space heating is probably the most expensive thing. But it's expected. Where in some countries they really encourage more of heating you and maybe some of the immediate surroundings, but not like the whole house, which kind of makes sense in its own right. If your house is really well insulated, it's not so bad, but damn, you'll be freezing otherwise. So my electric bill in summer is between 50 and 100, and winter time is like 200 a month. Well, my electric bill in the summer is about 100, and $50 to $200, and the winter time goes down to 100. Because I have to run the air conditioner and the refrigeration and stuff like to keep the apartment from becoming a sauna. How you doing, Gotham Drink Combos? What do you think about the Baldwin shooting a guy? Gal, it was a woman. And it wasn't like he deliberately shot that poor woman. It was a cinematographer. We don't know how that happened. I think it was a live round and opened up gun for a prop for a movie. But like I said last night, if I were him, I would have checked the gun before I even was to shoot the scene and then make sure that his safety was proper bullet blanks. So maybe that's what happened, was maybe somehow the prop manager got it wrong. Maybe they didn't realize that they were loading a live bullet into the prop gun. I don't know. It's a good question though. What am I going to do for salmon? Nothing. I just tend to spend time doing my own thing. So let's see. Salmon. What day is that on? I think that's a live show day, isn't it? Let me check. Salmon is on Sunday. We do have the Silvermoon radio show on Sunday. So and then of course, yeah. So it's a Sunday. I don't know, guys. Well, whoever said it was safe is probably going to be the one that is going to be questioned first. Especially if, see, you got to understand one thing. Movie sets, they do their best to keep things safe. but the prop manager is directly responsible for this and managing the props on the set and making sure that everything was working as set up accordingly. So, but as a actor, especially, I don't know, did Alec Baldwin have any experience with firearms? Because if he doesn't, he probably never thought about checking the chamber himself to see what was inside, and maybe that's what he should have done. Maybe he should have popped the gun open before he started shooting and checked to see what was actually in there for a round. And then he could tell them if there was seriously something wrong. He could say, excuse me, guys, this is not a blank. This is a real bullet. And then the person can immediately fix the problem before. But I don't know if he has any actual real experience with firearms, or he just didn't think about it. It's sad that it does happen. Accidents do happen on movie sets. Remember what happened to Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial and the flash powder that went off and burned off his hair when it was supposed to be a safe set. You know, that's an occupational hazard. You know, it's happened before when people got shot on set. And in some cases, the prop people get the instructions wrong. Maybe they gave him the wrong gun. You know, they may have had several guns ready for the shooting of the movie. One of them, of course, had a lead bullet to show, you know, for like shooting holes in targets and things like that. Nowadays, of course, more and more movies are not using live ammunition for reasons that, you know, you see with Alec Baldwin is the dangers of real people getting hurt. So nowadays, a lot of times people use special effects or CGI to simulate a shot for safety reasons. Well, clearly, I don't know if that's the case, but I definitely would say that he should have opened up the chamber and looked himself. But if he didn't have any experience with firearms or different types of charges, he probably would never known the damn difference. I mean, I've looked at the 22 caliber, you know, things used for Hilties, and they have a cap that it's a blank, but it's a highly explosive charge. It has a crimped end, so you can tell it's not a bullet. It doesn't even look like a bullet. Well, it does in a sense. It looks like a bullet, but you can see it's not a live round. But if you ever fire off one of them suckers, there's a lot of power behind that thing. Yeah. But I don't think it was an on purpose thing. At least not by Alec, anyway. I think Alec's history is already tainted because of all the skits he did for Donald Trump and Saturday Night Live. I think that alone left him a bad legacy. Now, speaking of Trump, I think he's going to be winning in 2024 because already this president we currently have is not doing a good job at all. I think Joe Biden is just a giant fiasco. I think it's just a shame because I think Trump did a lot of good for this country. But the left so bad wanted to make Trump look bad. You can bet the anti-Second Amendment people are going to take a look at what happened when Alec Baldwin said, see, I told you guns are dangerous. Yeah, we already know they're dangerous. You know? But you know what? It just proves the point that safety training is essential on any kind of firearm, or actually any kind of arm. If you don't know how to properly, safely manage your firearms, and you don't know, you know, what is going on, especially in a movie set, and you have to know who's firing the rounds, who's got the guns, who's firing the bullets. If you don't know all this stuff, then it's very easy to screw it up. I don't think Trump was trash at all. I think politically, first of all, he was not a politician. And Joe Biden, basically, and the Democrats were the ones that really pushed that. He's a businessman. But he was a good businessman. He did a good job. Okay, so he had a few bankruptcies in his life. That's fine. It happens. Okay? But he did successfully manage to start bringing jobs back to this country. And he was one of the people in the early times of the pandemic that says, look, we got to start bringing production back to this country. We cannot keep depending on importing stuff from other overseas, such as masks and respirators. We need to start bringing this stuff back here. He's the one who started pushing that. That we got to bring our own production back to this country. What good did he do you? Well, let's put it this way. Trump is a model of what a good president should be. He was negotiating with our enemies. He worked with our allies and our enemies alike. He stood behind and for the American employee. He believed Americans should be making their own products in their own country. He was dead set against the fact that China controls everything. They were, but you can bet Biden's going to do everything he can to shut them back down again. We were starting to bring companies back to the United States. You know what, though? That's not necessarily true. Because he knows that if manufacturers bring their companies back to the United States, manufacturing back to the United States, there will be jobs for American people. And that's what he did. That's what he believed in bringing production back to the United States. There was nothing wrong with that. What's Joe Biden doing for the little guy? Let's look at the reality. What's Joe Biden really doing? Nothing. The Democrats have not been any better, and I'll be honest when I say that, than the Republicans have. Except when Trump was president, our unemployment rate was the lowest in decades. We were bringing jobs, people could work. It's true, though. Look at the unemployment rate in 2018, 2019. He did good. He also kept immigration under control. His Remain in Mexico policy was working fine. In fact, it worked so fine that now Biden has decided to go back to it. But now they have to get Mexico's blessing to hold on to all those people. How are they on the top? Shows that money controls everything. There's a lot better candidates out there. Yeah, okay. Like Jill Stein, maybe? Jill Stein was weird. Anybody remember Jill Stein? I really thought she had semi-good ideas, but she was a little bit weird, I don't know, she was kind of pushing the green movement more than anything. If she became president, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez would be would be having a cream pie. Because Jill Stein would have said, absolutely, let's have the Green New Deal, let's do it. But I'm sure she better throw in a few more things too. Say, let's get rid of all the meat producers. You're right. Because he wouldn't be doing stupid mandates telling people, get the job or you're fired. No, he would have been out there saying, look, we need to get the ships in here. And if somebody said to him, hey, let's make it a mandate, sir. Let's make it a mandate that you have to get the shot or you get fired. He'd say, no, that's a bad decision. We need to get these ships unloaded. We need more truckers and we need more people to do it. We need to get more people training to become drivers so that we can get more people back so more trucks can get on the road. Big 10-4. Absolutely. How you doing, Randall McCoy? Didn't Trump say he was going to fix healthcare? Which one of the most essential basic... Oh, yes, he did. He started to work on that, trying to rein in the drug prices. The pharmaceutical industry hated him for that. And now Biden's trying to do the same thing. And again, the pharmaceutical industry is hating Biden because of that too. Trump understands what's going on. Biden? No, he doesn't have a clear idea what's going on as he shuffles around the White House Rose Garden. Yeah, pretty much. But you can't really say that Trump did a bad job. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. And why the doctors want to charge you $250,000 to fix my knee? $250,000. About the price of a large one-family home in the United States. Excuse me, I don't have $250,000 laying around to finance medical care. I have no idea. But Biden is just not a good candidate. He's losing his mind. How you doing, Gianni? How you doing? Yeah, medical costs is a huge problem in the United States. So is homelessness. Now, let's look at this. I have not seen very many presidents, even Joe Biden, whose anti-poverty legislation does not address the homeless population at all. Not one iota of support for the homeless. Progressive cities are the ones that make it even harder for homeless people to get help that they need. What you taking the whole... I don't know. I saw someone got bit by a snake. He needed a lot of help. The bill was on several hundred thousands. I can't imagine living without that security. Oh, I fell, busted my kneecap, and then the doctor told me to fix it properly would cost me $250,000, and I didn't have it, so I didn't even go through it. Or to fix my teeth, it's going to cost me $3,200, and the cheapest end just for the parts and labor, and not including, any recovery or anything for the teeth. And then it's like, holy cow, that's insane. Don't DW about the homeless, new drug with mercury and other bad things being sold on the streets. No, you'd be surprised what they throw in that stuff. I mean, let's be honest. I think that the fact is that we have created this whole issue to begin with in the black market because we should have just legalized the stuff right up front. People are going to do it, no matter what you do. I mean, street drugs are just bad because they're not regulated, they're not maintained. You can't make sure the laboratories making them are up to the laboratory ISO specifications, 9005 specifications. You can't be sure if they're being done properly. Yeah, mercury poisoning though is no fun. So, I heard that, I think it was Oregon. Did Oregon legalize certain types of drugs, street drugs? Now, they're seeing, they're the ones also, like Seattle, supported defunding the police. Like, that was a really good idea. As far as everything being in the shortage, tell me about it. Like grocery stores, you can't even get a lot of stuff on the stores anymore because a lot of things are just missing. I thought I was actually addicted to smoke LSD, man. Childhood was confusing. Switzerland has legalized most drugs. They get heroin instead of methadone. They are guaranteed rehab within 24 hours if they ask for help. The statistics are really good. So does the Netherlands. At least there, you don't have to be ashamed if you have a problem or afraid you're going to end up doing jail time. I think right now, given what's going on in the economy, people rather do that as a freelancer because it's money that they can guarantee to make sales. Because people want to feel good right now. Okay, things are not going well. People are having a hard time. People want to feel good right now. So, if you're the guy that can make the magic work, hey, great. You gotta get people beating the pathway to your door. Because let's put it this way, things are a mess out there. It's a mess and it's not getting better, and people know that. So what if I can slip into a realm of fantasy and illogical behavior for a few hours? At least I can forget the fact that I got a pile of bills to pay and they have no money to pay it. That's what a lot of them think. Locking up consumers of these products makes no sense either. It doesn't make sense. I mean, a good portion of our prison system is filled up with users. Well, maybe people could have gotten. I mean, that's not the solution to the problem. That's my opinion. Now, of course, how many of them end up on the street? Because they couldn't pay the rent because their suppliers fleecing the hell out of them. How many of them are using legitimate pharmaceuticals couldn't afford to pay the rent because Their insulin, for example, went so high in price that they couldn't afford to pay for that either. And especially if you're type 2 diabetic, you need insulin. Oh my God. Oh, I don't have insurance. Gee, that's just great. You're going to have to pay $300 a box for insulin. Like, no one is can afford that. If you don't have insurance, and I'm just talking about the legitimate pharmaceuticals. And so then it becomes, do I eat or do I take my shot? Well, if you're diabetic, you got to eat and take your shot. That's the problem. Thank God I'm not a diabetic, but I know Benson are, and that's, if they didn't have medical coverage, they would be so screwed. So what do you tell me what the raw price of their insulin is? That's scary. Well, Martin Shrell gets a sword up the rear when... Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But he's not the only company doing this, fleecing the market, especially America. His company is one of the ones that is lobbying Congress against price controls. Well, gee, you know what? You have to have price controls for things that are life-saving medications. You got to have some reason. Why are you only charging $30 a box for insulin in the UK and you're charging $300 to $600 in the US? It doesn't even cost that much to make insulin these days. I don't even understand this. It's just... Well, there are others like him doing this, and they're getting away with it. And Big Pharma has got big pockets. Is financing these campaigns of these politicians, regardless of party, and they want to keep the drug trade going. The legitimate pharmaceutical drug trade is no better than the back alley drug trade when you think about it. They're basically both are going to fork the money out of you, one way or another. Oh, you don't have Medicare Part D? They're going to get you. You're going to be paying $500 for your medications. And I just priced on some of the ones I take. Celebrex. Celebrex is not that cheap. Niacin. Forget it. Oh, you need levothyroxine for your thyroid? Okay, I'll be another $147, please. Wait a minute. That's ridiculous. But that's exactly what they're doing. Hi, Rusty. How you doing, Kitty? You can see the sale there. Yeah. Let me get Kitty Cam up. So what's the real difference between the back alley drug dealers and the ones that you go to the pharmacy? Not much. It's just one's has got a pharmaceutical degree and one doesn't. That's the only difference. Let me get Rusty Cam on. Mr. Kitty's here. I know Rusty. I didn't say the cam up yet. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me get Rusty Cam up for Rusty. He's like, hey, when am I going to be on TV? Just give me a minute. I got to get you set up. I got to get you set up. Let's get Rusty Cam up here. Everybody likes the cat. He's right here right now. Well, there he is. There's Rusty Cam. Big old kitty cat. Everybody likes this guy. Nice cat. Yeah, a relaxed cat. He's chilling. But what I said is just as true, is that these situation is absolutely out of control. Yeah, oh, I know. So that's such a cute shot. Yeah, okay, Mr. Kitty. Yeah, Mr. Kitty. Yeah. big old fur ball. There he is. I can see him in the top there. Only thing is like I said, it's kind of stupid the way that works. Yeah. Okay, you gotta move over so I can get to the controls. Thank you. Yeah, you can lay over there. There's no coffee cup to knock over. So, just the most insane thing about the medications in the industry. Ouch. What? Well, China. I think right now what's going to happen with China and U.S. is already happening, and it's a Cold War because it's actually a war of trade. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a conventional arms war. I mean, it could be some arms involved, but I don't see them needing to fire a shot against the U.S. Because really all they have to do is what they're already doing. Shut down all production. Prevent all ships going to the United States and coming into port. Prohibiting all distributions in the United States, and that's all it would take. Yeah, talk to you later, Tommy R. The thing I'm trying to say is, guys, is it's just nuts the way this is going in this situation in the world right now. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't, because everybody who observes what's going on is saying is, why would I necessarily need to have an army fight if I want to defeat my enemy when I already control all the goods going to my enemy, and I control my enemy's manufacturing, and I already control my exports to my enemy, and my enemy needs to buy everything from me? And guess what? They could just totally shut down the entire trade to the United States, and that'd be it. It's already, the container ship fiasco in part would be just exactly what would happen. China realizes that. It's another tool in the quiver, and they now know. Oh, wow. I don't have to go ahead and fire a shot. Just refuse to let the container ships go into our ports. Problem solved. The enemy will crumble and immediately send a declaration of defeat. You know, the surrender. They'll just raise their flag in the air and go, I quit. That's all it takes. Now they're using trade as a weapon. We've done it on Iran enough times, haven't we? Didn't stop the Iranian government from coming up with other ways to get things done. But China's doing the same thing. China aware of this. And that's what Donald Trump said is, we're going to start bringing production back here to the United States. We cannot depend on China making everything for our people. I agree. We need to bring back production to this country. We got to get Americans back on the job. We got to start opening our factories. We got to start making our own products. Ain't that the truth, though? And also, Donald Trump said, and also, the EPA must get back onto the main task at hand of getting back to making clean air and clean water. It is our main function of the Environmental Protection Agency, not to worry about the CO2 emissions. You know what I mean? You say you can pollute all rivers and streams and land, and just all you're worried about is CO2? CO2 is the least of your problems when you can't drink the water and you can't grow food in certain land because it becomes contaminated. That's why Richard Nixon created the EPA. Because before the EPA, it was a mess. No. Yeah, I listen to CCR, yeah. But, the thing is, it just proves the point. So why would you need conventional weapons for war when you got the most powerful one called shipping and export? You can totally shut down the entire country with sanctions, embargoes, and everything else. No, you're not. It's just absolutely strange. I mean, I don't think it's smart that they keep, the China's got us by the short and curlies, and they do. And most of the Western Hemisphere, because they make everything. So you don't like a country, refuse to sell them anything. Refuse to export from them or to them. Refuse to buy their products. Right now, we don't make anything of any significance in this country that doesn't have all American parts. So in that case, you can imagine what would happen. Our country is so dependent on China that we will basically crumble without their products. No, I do not. I do know veterinarians will do that for dogs, but I don't think they have to do it for cats. Um, so when Donald Trump started saying "Make America Great Again," he meant was we need to bring back our own manufacturing to this country. We got to start bringing back our own independence. We're dependent on too many people outsource too many things to other countries that are not necessarily our best friends. China doesn't care about us as people. They see us as dollars and cents, or yuan. WYAWN yuan. You know, America has got to get back production back into this country. Absolutely. Absolutely. The same thing with other countries in the West that depend on China manufacturing everything. That's the mistake. Also, the chip shortage. The chip shortage could have been avoided completely. Yeah, I know. I agree. So now we've seen what Donald Trump warned us about. He was telling the truth when he said what the Democrats were doing. That's what he warned us in 2020. That's why he warned us in 2016. Democrats get in, it's going to be all over, folks. That's what he said. That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, that's what they have to do to. That's why vets will take care of that for you, dog. The media didn't want to tell the truth. Of course, they wanted to give the. They liked the idea what the Democrats are going to try to do. Another thing, too, is the progressive movement is not progressive anything. They supported eugenics back in the 1920s and 30s. You do realize that where Germany got a lot of their ideas from was from the United States. I couldn't get Ed to get out of the house for very long. He's not doing nothing. He's just not doing anything with his time. He's a bit annoyed that the Red Sox lost. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. The Red Sox lost last night. I forgot what the final score was. But Astros beat them. Astros won. And also Donald Trump would probably tell you is that this just-in-time system for product deliveries only works if all the components are readily available. If there's any shortage, any parts in just-in-time, it's not going to work. It's just absolutely frightening to think about. Well, they are, but like I said, Ned said that they were doing very well in National League. But I don't know enough about baseball to know who's really better or worse. But this year, Red Sox, according to Ed, he said had a pretty season in that they still ended up doing pretty good in the American League Championship. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You put hydrogen peroxide in my skin, I smell like French fries with ketchup. That's no joke. It's actually truth. If I use hydrogen peroxide on my skin, it smells like French fries and ketchup. And I hate French fries and ketchup. Which is absolutely true, because it's weird, because when I would pluck my hair, out, using an epilady, and then of course I would put some rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide afterwards to help prevent any infection, and it smells just like French fries and ketchup. Well, that's a different part of the body, but the point is that the white vinegar, the hydrogen peroxide makes me smell like French fries and ketchup. I don't know why. My blood tastes like rust. I got a lot of iron in my blood. But just very interesting. I don't know. That's a good question. Where does the ketchup come from? I don't know. We know tomatoes get a lot of iron in them. And they obviously make the tomato sauce that later becomes the ingredient of ketchup. It's red like blood. I don't know about that. I never tried to compare mine to anything. Maybe because pretty much I eat mostly a vegetarian diet most of the time when I can. So I don't really have much of a smell there on my waist. But when I eat a lot of some foods, it smells just as bad as cat poop. When there is a no. Doesn't really reach anything. It's too short. Doesn't do anything. It's too small. Uh, but that's all I'm going to say about that because this is not for. This is not adult rated, so I'm not going to go into details. Thanks. Well, it's already 11:46. I don't have to do meals on feet today, but I do got to take out the garbage, and that's a fact. That of course, garbage can wait a little longer, so it's not exactly the same issue as with meals and feet. You're sleeping. Well, actually, you're just coming out of the bedroom now. Oh, I need to slam the door shut. Jeez. Um, I have until 1 p.m. so we can talk. Well, I don't know, because I guess I'm still going to take the garbage out no matter what. He'll probably be on tonight's show, though. I don't see why he wouldn't be. Well, he's just went back to bed, so. So today I have to take a bath, take out the garbage, and what else? Get ready for the 7 o'clock. Yes, 7 o'clock show tonight. You'll see him probably tonight, most likely. And he doesn't like getting up early. He's not an early person. He's a grump in the morning. Oh, absolutely. He's not friendly in the morning. So more than likely tonight you'll be on the show, at least in the panel. He he takes care of his own business. I don't know any idea about that. I have to play Witcher 3 first time. I never played Witcher 3. I play ESO a little bit. I play World of Warcraft, and that's about it. But in my case, I gotta wash laundry too, so I'm not gonna be I haven't even checked out the World of Warcraft books yet. But the problem is they only have one writer and that's it. That kind of sucks. Christy Golden writes a lot of World of Warcraft stuff. So you know what? I don't like Christy Golden's writing style. I don't know. But what I'd like to ask you guys, all of you, if you can help us grow this channel. Some of you guys have watched the show long enough know that this channel really could really use more people watching the show, watching the content, subscribing to the channel, interacting with each other, comments. This would help this channel grow so much. I would like it if one day I don't have to go crazy with all those mid-roll advertising. So people could just watch the show and not have to worry about getting interrupted by advertising. But the truth is right now, everybody's having a hard time financially. So, my long-term channel goal is to feature more in-house content of reviews, product demonstrations, maybe having some more panels, get some, in-studio guests of higher caliber type guests. That's the way I want to do. I want to cover more content. That was the whole goal of the channel, also to do more educational content. But that costs money, and guests on your show it's going to be kind of hard to get people to come into the channel. I mean, not too many guests are going to want to come in the channel. It only has 186 subs, 1,086 subs. They're going to want, hey, what? You don't have 10,000 subs? I can't promote my book on your channel. There's not enough people watching the channel to be likely to see my book review, my book discussion. So you see that, and you go, well, gee, I can't help that. No, I know that, but maybe someone a little bit smaller than that. Maybe somebody that still wants to get some publicity, but, at least they would be more likely to take a chance providing themselves on a channel with 1,000 viewers, or 10,000 subs. Maybe that would get some of the better high content. I don't know if Elon Musk would want to be on a show anyway. I don't think he want to be on Jimmy Dore's show either. But I definitely would like to get, like we said, long term is I want to reach out to more people. And I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who Bob Odenkirk is. I don't even know who that is. Maybe some Silicon Valley up and coming will be out in Connecticut for an interview. Or maybe even a Connecticut innovator or a Connecticut writer who might be willing to do a video on a channel like mine that's just starting out, that's willing to come on to show to fledgling writer that wants to talk about his writing. From Pentecost, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is either. But anyway, and that's what I want to do. Is in the long term, is I want to reach out to more content. I want to bring new people in, introduce them to the audience. But I also want people to see that I have a serious side to my channel too. It's not. See, that's where the phone calls kind of really irritated me. People don't really ask me about this, but why I guess I discussed it with the phone calls. Because the phone calls make my channel look like I'm stupid, and an idiot. I'm not. I have a lot of knowledge and skills. I'd like to share that in a good way with people. But unfortunately, the phone calls, a good portion of the phone calls don't make me look very good. I don't know which Cable 5 channel that would be. But I don't do Instagram. I don't do Snapchat either. I don't do WhatsApp. Some people suggest I should try to promote my content on, say, Reddit. I don't know if Reddit would necessarily be any better for me. It's not a real news station. It says YouTube. Okay. And I still would like to try one day to get Susan Washicki in here. I know that sounds like, Neil Upstat was able. Not Upstat. Nowstat there. He got her on the show. I would like to see her take the time to be on a small channel and let the small YouTube channels have a chance with her to ask the questions that we want to ask. Well, I'm on Reddit, but I just don't know how to use it. Yeah, they do. But the problem is that it's kind of complicated. I tried to get on the YouTube channel and they said and then some of the channels are really tight controlled about what you can and cannot say, when you can post, depending on the moderators. Some don't really have a problem with it, but some don't really want to give my channel much coverage. I'm on Discord about other Discords. Yeah. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is take out the garbage and things like that. I noticed that the YouTube chat is a little bit behind the Streamlabs chat. Yeah, I think the problem with Reddit is it depends on the mod on the channels you go to, and the layout of it is not easy to find things. I tried once, I didn't get anything out of it. I don't know. So a long time ago, it's just that I want to show my skills. I want the things I'm good at, the technology and the science part of it. I don't know every single social media network. It would be really hard for me to be on every social media outlet. I have to sleep sometime. Well, I do too. I gotta go also because I have to take care of the garbage and stuff like that. But everybody, do me a favor. Please do share the content with everybody out in the community. Let's share the show out with everyone. Show it to your friends, your family. Put it on your social media outlet. After all, it's just a share, right? How hard is that? You know, let them know that my channel is not necessarily a comedy slapstick. You know, be funny always, not serious channel, but rather tries to find a balance where we can have some fun, be serious as well, but also we can have fun too, and that's what I want to do. Yeah, I do tweet. I do Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, I do Twitter. But no one really knows me on Twitter. I have followers, but they don't really show much of my content out. I think I get lost in all the notifications. But for now, guys, I'll see you guys later. Stay out of trouble, and I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock. Okay? I'll see if I can get it up for the 7 o'clock show, too. Alright, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye, guys.